afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Susan's back.
Hello.
A couple days off.
Wow, fall arrived while I was gone. I was just gone Thursday and Friday.
And the rain.
The rain was something.
Yeah, we'll get some remarkable totals coming up.
Yeah.
But sun's coming out eventually.
That's good news.
All right.
Good news.
But first, let's look at our news today. Here's what's topping our news. Madison police described the chain of events that resulted in the murder of a woman and the suicide of her husband.
There will be no nurses' strike at UW Hospital tomorrow. We'll tell you how both sides came to an agreement.
And a judge sentenced the man convicted of the shooting death of an 11-year-old Madison girl. Let's take a look outside. Gray day, chilly. I don't think it got above 60.
Still rainy.
But the sun returns. That's the good news. Julian's in the backyard with that, and it sounds like it's raining out there.
Just a little bit of a drizzle on our weather patio as of right now, but the good news is that the rain in itself is mainly in Iowa County and to the north, so we're pretty much missing that last little line of some showers as of right now. We could see a couple pop up later into the evening, but right now, just enjoy that it's not overly wet outside for us. Taking a look at the Capitol as we get into what we could be expecting for us, as you mentioned, it's a cool day for us. A dreary start in terms of cloud cover, but the temperatures themselves have been all but normal. It's been around 61 degrees so far for our high, and we're looking for those temperatures to be really into the lower 60s or even throughout the 50s throughout the rest of this evening. So you might need that light jacket for today. Now, as we take a look at temperatures around southern Wisconsin, we can see just all of us are dealing with a lot of cool air for us, except for the far northwest. 60s and 50s are pretty uniform for us here in southern Wisconsin, with wind speeds rather on the breezy end, especially between Madison, Mineral Point, and for Platteville, where we're holding into the teens. Dew points themselves, not too bad, but still we are going to be looking at a bit of moisture hanging into our atmosphere for at least the next couple of days, for the next couple of hours. As we take a look at our traffic at our 4 p.m. commutes, things are pretty smooth so far, even though the ramps are a bit on the slower side for our 4 p.m. commute. Over towards the interstate as of right now, all greens, we're getting things ready to roll for us. But we'll talk more about how much rain we saw for this weekend and will that sun return? Well, it's definitely going to be coming up in a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. First at 4, we have a tragic update to share with you on a developing story. 2 deadly scenes on opposite sides of Madison yesterday were connected.
And today we know more about who was killed and what their connection was. McKenna Alexander joins us now with what we've learned. McKenna.
Madison's police chief says his officers are investigating this as a murder-suicide. It started at a home on Darien Circle Sunday afternoon. That's just east of High Point Road near Middleton. Officers believe a man killed his wife inside the home, then took off.
It was apparent to officers on the scene that the victim had been violently, physically attacked. Officers immediately began treating the victim. However, she was pronounced deceased.
Not long after that call came in, crews shut down the interstate on the east side for reports of a crash. A man got out of his car on I-3990 and walked in front of a semi-truck, dying on scene. Police confirmed this morning that man was the husband of the woman found dead in the Darien Circle home. Chief Barnes told us that prior to yesterday, officers had never been called to that home on Darien Circle. Coming up at 5, I'll have more details on this investigation.
We will see you at 5, McKenna. Thank you. UW health officials, nurses, and union leaders confirmed today they have reached an agreement averting a strike. The groups met over the weekend in an attempt to avoid the work stoppage, with Governor Evers at one point convening those involved for a meeting at the governor's mansion. The nurses had been calling for union recognition and were set to strike tomorrow. Evers said both parties wanted to find a solution where mediations began last Wednesday.
I take today as a testament to the strength and determination that nurses bring to everything we do. We were able to reach...
UW Health CEO Dr. Alan Kaplan said he was pleased to reach an agreement. He said the hospital previously was not able to recognize the union due to Act 10, but now that may change. The hospital did not formally recognize the union under the new agreement. Kaplan said, however, a pathway has been set up for the Wisconsin Employment Relations Commission to decide if UW Health is covered under Wisconsin's Employment Peace Act, which would give employees the right to form and join a union.
A judge has sentenced the man charged in connection with a 2020 shooting that killed 11-year-old Anissa Scott.
18-year-old Andre Brown learned his fate today in court. Brady Mallory joins us with new details. Brady?
Well, Brown was just 16 when he was part of the group that shot at the car Anissa Scott was sitting in. The little girl was shot in the head. So the judge sentenced Brown for 2 crimes today: Scott's death and the attempted homicide of Christopher Carthens. Now, Carthens was the intended target of that shooting. Altogether, Brown will spend 35 years in prison and then be on extended supervision for 25 years. The judge looked at Brown's age, the seriousness of the crime, and the need to protect the public when she made her decision today. She also questioned what she called Brown's lack of remorse throughout the case.
I haven't really seen it. I feel like you were quibbling over whether it was your bullet or whether it was Carry-On's bullet or whose bullet it was, and you're not taking responsibility for your part in what happened.
The judge says this sentence will give Brown the chance to have a life when he gets out, something Anissa Scott didn't get. 2 other men, Jerry Ward and Perry-on Carry-On, were also charged in connection with the shooting.
Brady, thank you. Today, President Biden is in Boston to make another push for his cancer moonshot, which he hopes will, quote, end cancer as we know it. The National Cancer Institute is launching a major national study to identify blood tests for early cancer detection that will eventually enroll thousands of participants. It's also opened a new grant opportunity to invest in the next generation of cancer researchers early in their careers. In addition, the president is taking executive action to develop cutting-edge biotechnologies in the U.S.
We're having a moonshot for cancer, for real. We're going to cure cancer over time. I'm going to lay out how we're going to do that.
President Biden has also said that he hopes fighting cancer is an idea that can unite the country and show the world that anything is possible.
California officials say calmer weather is helping them battle the biggest wildfire of the season. The mosquito fire in the foothills of Sacramento has charred more than 70 square miles. Nearly 6,000 homes remain threatened, and more than 11,000 people have been evacuated. The fire's presence is unmistakable, filling the sky with clouds of smoke.
Firefighters are working very hard, and they've been fighting a lot of different fires all night, and they're working 24-hour shifts.
Tropical Storm Kay and a break from a record-setting heat wave packed a double punch of relief this weekend. Major fires are also burning in Oregon and Washington State. The Bolt Creek fire is burning east of Seattle, and south of Portland, Oregon, officials have ordered evacuations for more than 3,000 residents.
Former President Trump's legal team has submitted its response to the Justice Department's attempts to halt a federal judge's order. Trump's team filed the response this morning saying the government wrongly seeks to criminalize the possession by the 45th president of his own presidential and personal records. In a court filing last week, the DOJ asked Judge Eileen Cannon, a Trump appointee, to restore their access to classified material seized in the search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago home last month. They argue that denying access to the material could stop them from finding any additional classified material being improperly stored, which they argue could put national security at risk.
If some of these documents involved human intelligence and that information got out, people will die. If there were penetration of our signals intelligence, literally years of work could be destroyed.
The Trump team responded to that request, writing in its filing that there is no indication of any classified records were disclosed to anyone, reiterating they were stored in a locked room at Mar-a-Lago.
Ukrainian troops have raised their flag in multiple towns and villages that were previously occupied by Russian troops. Since early this month, the Ukrainian military says it's taken back an area about the size of Rhode Island. The blue and yellow flag flying high in liberated towns and villages across the region as advancing troops push north just 30 miles from the Russian border. It's a humiliating defeat for Vladimir Putin's men forced to flee, abandoning key supply hubs. Mourners in Scotland are saying farewell to Queen Elizabeth today before she makes her final journey back to England tomorrow.
CBS's Danya Backus reports from Windsor.
Queen Elizabeth's 4 children, including King Charles III, stood guard at their mother's coffin at St. Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh, Scotland, in a ceremony known as the Vigil of Princes.
The Queen, like so many generations of our family before her, found in the hills of this land and in the hearts of its people a haven and a home.
The new monarch acknowledged his mother's deep connection to Scotland in his first address to the Scottish Parliament as king. Earlier in the day, in a solemn procession, the king and his siblings walked behind the hearse carrying the Queen's coffin as thousands lined the streets to pay their respects. King Charles also took time to personally thank well-wishers.
I think it's all very emotional, the fact that he's out so close to his mum's death. He basically said to us that he had been dreading the moment coming and he was trying to keep everything going.
The Queen's coffin will come back to England on Tuesday, while her remains will lie in state for 4 days. Also Monday, Prince Harry released his first public statement on the Queen's death, calling his granny a guiding compass for the nation. There's word Harry, who stepped back from royal duties in 2020, will not be dressed the same as other family members for the Queen's funeral.
It's very unlikely that we will see Prince Harry in military uniform. Only working members of the royal family wear military uniform. Harry is no longer a working member of the royal family, but that will be painful to him.
Over the weekend, the King's sons and their wives greeted the public together at Windsor Castle, an appearance many hope is a sign of reconciliation. Danya Backus, CBS News, Windsor, England.
And CBS News has learned President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will be the only Americans in the official U.S. delegation to Queen Elizabeth's funeral.
Well, drivers in Madison will now have to slow down on another stretch of road starting today. As of today, the speed limit is on less than a mile of Old Sauk Road between Westfield Road and the Beltline will drop from 35 to 30 miles per hour. Those in charge of the Vision Zero program say in the first half of this year, they've seen traffic crashes drop 5% across the city compared to the same time frame last year, while traffic fatalities and serious injuries are down 29% year over year.
The 2 candidates for Wisconsin governor will face off for one debate only before Election Day on November 8th. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Republican challenger Tim Michels will meet for a debate on Friday, October 14th at 7 p.m. The debate, organized by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and hosted by Jill Geisler, will be in the News 3 Now studio and will be broadcast statewide.
When we come back, it's time to pack the truck.
It is the kickoff today of our annual Coats for Kids campaign. We'll head to a Clinky Cleaners on Monona Drive to find out what's happening this year when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4. iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet, commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Had enough? No. Arthritis. Here. Aspercream arthritis. Huh. Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods. Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspercream. How do we make your glasses the same day? It's all done in store. Our skilled techs handle your glasses from start to finish, getting them back the same day. Quality, affordable glasses made in store. Only at iMart Express.
Welcome back. Time is running out to prevent a nationwide strike by freight railroad workers.
A 60-day cooling off period imposed by the White House is set to expire at midnight Thursday. The 7 unions representing more than 90,000 workers at the nation's freight railroads want salary increases and back pay for hours worked since 2020. If they do go on strike, it could bring 40% of the nation's freight to a grinding halt. Railroad workers are under a different labor law than the one that controls labor relations at most businesses, and that means it is possible Congress could step in to prevent or quickly stop a strike.
Columbia University is now admitting it reported inaccurate data that influenced college rankings. Friday, the university announced it submitted incorrect data on class size and faculty credentials to U.S. News & World Report last year. The admission comes after a math professor at the university openly critiqued the data that Columbia submitted for last year's rankings. The professor said the aggregated data showed large discrepancies, which seem to always work in Columbia's favor.
Ford is recalling 2 of its most popular SUVs. The automaker recalled 200,000 Ford Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators after learning that their heating and cooling fan motors can catch fire. The specific models being recalled were built between 2015 and 2017. So far, Ford has received reports of 25 fires. The company will begin reaching out to owners of the affected vehicles today.
The holiday season is right around the corner, and UPS is getting ready. The company says it's now looking to hire more than 100,000 people to work over the holidays. About 80% of the positions that need to be filled do not even require an interview. The company is also rolling out a new streamlined online application system to make the hiring process even easier. UPS says the application process only takes about 25 minutes to finish.
Gas prices have fallen 25% from June's record highs, but the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, is warning of pain to come. The national average for regular gas is $3.71 a gallon right now. That's fallen far from the peak of more than $5 in June. The Federal Reserve survey, which measures consumers' expectations for overall inflation, as well as prices for food, gas, housing, and education, is one of 3 key inflation-related gauges that will be released this week.
And stocks kicked off the week higher as well as Wall Streeters await those highly anticipated inflation data. The Dow Industrials added 229 points, closing at 32,381. The Nasdaq up 154. The S&P 500 tacked on 43. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
If you have advanced non-small cell lung cancer, your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, tests positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. Together, Opdivo plus Yervoy helps your immune system launch a response that fights cancer in 2 different ways. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more time together, more family time, more time to remember. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about the combination of 2 immunotherapies, Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
First, we found out that radical Tim Michael supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct. Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on radical Tim Michaels.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy a furnace. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase a furnace and an air conditioner at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
We'll take a look at this. Sin City becomes Sand City right before your eyes as multiple cameras capture a huge dust storm rolling over Las Vegas. Weather officials say thunderstorms in Arizona pushed the dust storm to the Vegas Valley, and it didn't just limit visibility, but air quality as well, as the effects lingered for a couple of days.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, is that what they call a haboob? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's one of those.
A sandstorm.
Yeah, and sandstorm or like any kind of phenomenon where it's mainly just dust and sand instead of an actual thunderstorm. Yeah, it's not something you want.
That's what the visibility looked like yesterday. I flew yesterday, which was very unfortunate. I had a big, long delay because of the rain. And I could barely see driving back from Chicago to Madison in that pouring rain.
It poured that whole day, Susan.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much rain did we get overall in Madison?
For us in Madison, we actually set a new record. It was 2 inches and 8.18. So, yeah, and instead of a new record, our old record was back in 2000, which was about an inch, over an inch and a half. It was about 1.71 inches of rainfall. So that just goes to show you, we had a significant rainfall.
And some people to the southeast got 6, 7, 8 inches.
Yes, we were looking at rain totals today. Were actually just phenomenal and just eye-popping. They were around 7, 8 inches. Some even really residential areas saw around 9, like outside of Waukesha.
And
it was amazing.
It's still raining now?
It's still
just
raining.
Like that fine mist.
Nice little mist for us here in Dane County, but areas just to the north and northwest, like Iowa County, have a couple of showers, but not torrential rain that we saw yesterday.
We need to dry it a little bit.
Yeah, thankfully.
Get some sunshine in here.
It's about time, honestly. We're looking at sunshine in the forecast, but we're going to talk more about that rain coming up with the First One forecast after the break.
Eyes require a certain kind of care. As a family-owned optical company for over 40 years, Wisconsin Vision knows firsthand just how important your eyes are. That's why our doctors and staff are highly skilled and passionate in their roles. It's why our centers offer a large selection of eyewear suitable for all lifestyles, And it's why our Lens Lab is state-of-the-art, conveniently located right here in Wisconsin. Ask about our Designer Kids package or free lens upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
I've always loved building things, not just structures and skyscrapers, but teams who make it all possible. After all, we wouldn't be where we are today without them. So we made sure that, like these buildings, their futures may also stand the test of time.
While business landscapes can ebb and flow, Capital Bank remains a trusted resource offering unparalleled business expertise to our local movers and shakers. We help manage our customers' commercial banking needs, which in turn allows them to focus on their business goals. Our new location on Madison's east side will be our third in Dane County and is a direct result of our growth together. When you succeed, we succeed. Capital Bank, 15 minutes from anywhere in Dane County.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Let's go ahead and dive in and talk about the giant elephant in the room. This weekend was everything but just sunny because it was just a washout for us. So we got to talk about yesterday in itself because it started off rainy. We had torrential downpours in many areas. Well, how much rain did we actually see? Well, for us specifically in Madison, we went ahead and set a new record because why not? We had about 2 inches, 0.18 here in Madison over the course of the entirety of yesterday. So that set a new record, which was the old one was back in 2000, which was about 1 inch, 0.71. And we can see how we're stacking up for this year in itself. We're actually overachieving just a little bit. In terms of a surplus for Madison in itself, we're about a little over 1.10 of an inch, close to it at this point of the year. So we've seen a good amount of rainfall, even though it hasn't been very consistent. We've been seeing a lot of events that have just giving us a lot of just abundance of rain. But as of right now, we have had the luxury of this today just not being a whole rainy day for us, even though it has been on the drier side. Cloudy conditions and sprinkles have what we've been dealing with here in Dane County. But that's not the same for our friends just north of I-39 and 94. As we can see a bit of those showers still lingering outside of the Dells and for Lone Rock and for our friends in Platteville as well. But the eastern side is actually the ones who are seeing the best relief because they're also the ones that were seeing flood warnings and flood advisories overnight. So it's actually good that we're not seeing any rain for our friends to the east. And just kind of painting the picture for us, the western side didn't see nearly as much rain as everywhere else. So you can see for Dane County and areas just to the east, we were seeing ranges from 3 to 4 to 5 inches. And for residential areas, we're seeing around 7 to 8 inches of rainfall from the course of yesterday, overnight, and even early into this morning. And that has all come from this system, which just had an abundance of moisture and really just stalled out into the upper Midwest. Good news is it is slowly but surely continuing to track its way east, but we are also going to be dealing with that cooler air coming in from the north, which has kept things into the lower 60s and 50s for most of us here in the upper Midwest. But the good news is, once again, that rain is going to be falling apart for us. So as we go in throughout the rest of tonight, we are looking for a little bit of showers for us. So it's okay to have your rain gear or just your light jacket as temperatures hang into the upper 50s. We are looking for overnight, though, for us to start to see some clearing of the skies, which is going to be great for us. Even though it's going to be on the later side, we are looking for a cool night, low of 52 degrees. And many of us here in the southern Wisconsin area are going to see temperatures even into the 40s, especially just northwest of Dane County. So it's going to feel much like fall, but if you want to sleep with your window open, you don't have to worry about it getting wet, but nice cool air is going to welcome you by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. But let's go ahead and walk through what we're going to be expecting for tonight. When will the rain finally stop? Well, we're still going to be looking at some isolated pop-up showers throughout the course of the early part of this evening, and then it's going to start to fall apart by the time we get into the overnight hours. So around 3 o'clock from Madison and areas just to the west and east, we're going to start to see much more clear skies for us, and then the temperatures are going to start to warm up by the time we get into our lunchtime hour. Upper 60s for us here in Madison, Mineral Point, and for Watertown, and then the 70s will come into our evening by the time we get into the rest of our Tuesday evening and Tuesday nights, and we're looking at plenty of sunshine as well. Not much more rain is going to be expected from the little showers that we're seeing for the rest of this evening, so you're not going to have to worry about any significant rain totals. And then, as I mentioned, the sun is going to return for us by the time we get into tomorrow, and then it's going to stay around for the next few days. Heading into this weekend, however, we are looking for potentially some more cloudy conditions and even some thunderstorms that we're going to have to watch for. So our 3 things we're going to need to know to wrap everything up. Well, showers are going to end tonight. We're looking for a dry stretch and a sunny stretch of weather with temperatures into the 70s, and then stormy conditions once again heading into the weekend. But at least we have 70s and not overly warm temperatures, which is going to be rather nice. But again, once we warm back up, we are running the risk of seeing some stormy conditions for Saturday and for our Sunday. Next week, Monday, Tuesday, look to be on the very mild side, but then back to more fall-like weather for Wednesday and Thursday on the very back end of the work week.
That would be the 8th wet weekend in a row.
You know, at this point, ever since I transitioned to the evening side of the weekends, it's been cloudy and it's been rainy.
So it's you.
It has to be me at this point. I'm sorry, everyone. I want sunshine, too.
It was good football watching weather, though, wasn't it? Although I wore a very unfortunate suit today. Sorry, after the Packers lost to the Vikings. Didn't mean to wear purple.
It's okay.
But everybody we know made chili, right?
I made chili. Chris Reese made chili. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company made chili.
Oh, wow. It must have been nice.
We weren't together.
Oh.
It's all separate.
You have to have a chili cook-off if the weather's going to stay like this.
You know, it's getting cold out because the flies are coming in.
These are from your yard, right?
Yeah, they're from my backyard.
They're beautiful. Hydrangeas?
Yep.
I love them.
I like them.
Very nice.
It's their background, too, isn't it?
No, they changed it. All right, thank you, Julian.
Thank you.
Well, yesterday marked 21 years since the attack that killed nearly 3,000 people on U.S. soil.
5 defendants being held at the military prison at Guantanamo Bay have been formally charged with helping to plan the attack, but their cases have stalled.
Senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge has the latest developments from the Pentagon.
He was living his dream.
Pilot Charles Burlingame was more than a war hero to his family, who affectionately called him Chick.
Yeah, here he is.
Before the anniversary, his sister, Deborah Burlingame, shared his story at New York's 9/11 memorial.
He was really our touchstone. And he still is.
On 9/11, al-Qaeda terrorists took over Burlingame's American Airlines Flight 77, slamming it into the Pentagon.
We didn't have remains for weeks. We were constantly saying to each other, what would Chick want? What would Chick do?
But her grief has turned to anger.
I was outraged.
After learning a potential plea deal is under discussion for the 5 9/11 defendants held at this military base in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, including Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the self-described architect of 9/11.
You're in touch with other 9/11 families. Do they feel the same way? The families are outraged, and they don't want closure. They want justice.
But another group, September 11th, Families for Peaceful Tomorrows, believes a plea deal could deliver some measure of judicial finality.
All 5 defendants and the government are all engaged in good faith negotiations with the idea of bringing this trial, which has become a forever trial, to an end.
Lawyer James Cannell's team represents 9/11 defendant Ammar al-Baluchi.
He's willing to plead guilty to a substantial sentence at Guantanamo in exchange for a guarantee of medical care and dropping the death penalty.
Before their transfer to Guantanamo Bay in 2006, the 5 9/11 defendants were held by the CIA and interrogated. Critics call the extreme tactics torture.
The one that has had perhaps the most lasting physical impact was what they called walling.
Alka Pradhan is a human rights attorney for the 9/11 defense team.
He had told us that his head was bashed against a wall repeatedly until he saw sparks and fainted.
Nearly 3,000 people died on 9/11. Is it right to take the death penalty off the table?
The United States government failed all of us after September 11th in their decisions to use illegal techniques and illegal programs. In doing so, irrevocably corrupted any legal process that could have taken place.
A spokesman for the military trials did not answer our questions, but confirmed the parties are currently engaged in preliminary plea negotiations, citing recent court filings.
I will not have closure as long as there is any possibility for some future president to commute their sentences or trade them away.
Charles Chick Burlingame was laid to rest at Arlington National Cemetery.
I do believe that forgiveness is more powerful than love, but it's earned. They never will have that.
If a plea deal goes ahead and the 9/11 defendants get lengthy sentences, there is a law in place that blocks their transfer to U.S. soil and federal custody. That means the Guantanamo prison could be open indefinitely. Catherine here at CBS News, the Pentagon.
By 21 years, long time. Well, coming up next year on Live at 4, we're joined by Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society. She has our Pets of the Week, 2 cute kittens.
Oh, I can't wait. And then coming up next hour at 5, UW-Madison is acknowledging areas of Wisconsin's past that are difficult to accept at times. Sifting and Reckoning is open at the Chazen Museum of Art, and we'll hear more about it tonight at 5.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Update your home and find your style with 11% off Patriot Lighting at Menards. Choose from our huge selection of lights and ceiling fans. They add elegance to any room and reduce energy costs all year round. We carry a great selection of styles and finishes, so you're sure to find the look that's right for you. Stop in and brighten your day with 11% off all lights and ceiling fans from Patriot Lighting, now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Your spirit is stronger than your highs and lows. Your creativity can outshine any bad day because you are greater than your bipolar 1. And you can help take control of your symptoms and ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Once daily Vraylar is proven to treat depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Full spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain, and high blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Sleepiness and stomach issues are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. You are greater than your bipolar 1. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Shop local for quality made in the USA products at Wanakee Furniture, ETC. Browse a wide variety of sofas and hardwood home furnishings from brands you can trust, like Smith Brothers, Simply Amish, and Flex Steel. Every style, every budget.
Bring quality home at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Here's a live look from the Edgewater Hotel. Kind of a gray day in downtown Madison, but hopefully the sun will come out tomorrow, as they say. Well, it's time to meet our Pets of the Week. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here with 2 kittens. Hello, Lisa.
We're falling in love. Hi, Lisa.
What do we have here?
So, Mark, you have Cynthia, and Susan, you have Walker.
And he's a squawker.
He is quite the squawker right now.
So what's their story?
They were found in Cottage Grove. Their mother is gone, and so they were brought to us, and we immediately put them in our foster program because they needed some time to still grow up. They've been with us since the beginning of August. And so the foster took care of them, and she's been socializing with them. And so as you can see, they're very wiggly and want to play, and they're very curious, and they have so much to say.
Do you have a little toy? Oh, perfect. That's perfect. Would you like them to be adopted together?
They don't need to go together.
They're not a bonded pair.
They're not a bonded pair, so.
What is that? What's that?
What is that? Oh, they're so cute.
So you just have to remember the kittens have a lot of energy.
They do. So they're not going to be lap cats just yet. They're going to get into a little mischief, finding new things to explore in your house. And you'll have to teach them what's off limits and what's the fun stuff that they can play with.
She is so calm, this little one, and this one is all boy.
Yeah.
He wants to just get into everything.
So they'd probably be good with other animals?
Oh, probably, because
there's no history. I mean, they're 2 months old.
2 months old, they're just going to be curious, so it's a matter of just, slowly introducing them to your other pets to see how the other pets will react to them. They're probably just going to be like, oh, let's play.
Yeah, exactly. What is that? What's that?
Look at how calm she is. Okay.
So if you want a calm one,
yes. If you want a handful.
So I got another little surprise.
What's that?
They're not on our website just yet. When we get back, we're going to put them on our website.
Here's your chance to pre-order.
Yes. And unfortunately, our wait list is already closed for the day, so you'll have to come tomorrow at noon.
Okay.
And what is the adoption fee for kittens?
So, in all honesty, I'm sorry, I did not double check that.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
It's on our website.
Okay.
You'll be able to check it with them. But so cute.
And you are hiring folks.
We are. We're looking to fill some full and part-time positions. So, and one of them is to be shelter resource counselors. And what that does is you can either work in the adoption center, making matches between our animals and their future families, or you could be working in our front office, helping pet families become reunited with their lost animals, or helping them with any sort of transitions, or if they need other pet resources. We're going to be flying around here soon.
Oh my goodness.
So to check out the jobs that are open, go to giveshelter.org/jobs.
All right. 2 weeks ago, we had a bunny.
He got adopted.
Oh,
hey,
great
Steve Harrington.
news.
Steve Harrington, yes. That is great news. So these guys are going to go quickly, I think.
Very quickly, yes. Hopefully, we'll be getting more kittens, so don't worry. It's still kitten season.
Oh, here we go. We finally are going to play with this.
Yeah.
Or she wants it out of her face, one of the two. All right, giveshelter.org. All the information you need.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Susan, you need a second cat.
I was just going to say, I have a cat, and this kitty is a handful.
Lisa, thank you.
Great to see you, Lisa. Thank you so much.
Do you want me to leave them with you guys?
Yeah, just leave me here. Just leave me here.
Now, there you go. There you go. Come on, look in the camera.
She is a little timid.
She's pure sugar,
All right.
that one.
Thanks again, Lisa. I hear music. We got to go. It's like the Oscars. There's more to come at 4. Film critic Will Loper is along with the Loper Reports.
He'll have the weekend box office numbers and suggestions on what to stream when Live at 4 continues. Stay with us.
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal, so I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
Dear Senator Johnson, living on a fixed income, it's a struggle. I paid into Social Security and Medicare every paycheck. So it was a slap in the face when you voted to weaken Medicare. That would increase out-of-pocket costs. And when you wanted to let Wall Street gamble with Social Security, Senator Johnson, you look out for yourself and your fat cat donors, but have forgotten about us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Are you looking for a little bit more life on the open road? Sounds pretty good to me. We are here at Wisconsin RV World in DeForest, the oldest towable licensed dealer in the state of Wisconsin. That's a lot to stand on. Christy, tell us about these beautiful, beautiful beauties behind us.
Well, we've got a lot of new brands, and that's why we're here today. Lance is one of our newest ones. It's our most luxurious, and it's one of our only 4-season campers. It can sleep up to 6 to 7 people. It can be towed by just about any half-ton vehicle. Some of the other great features are the kitchens. They're a lot more livable these days. You get larger refrigerators, butcher block countertops, backsplash tiles, and the same with bathrooms, larger, more storage, and then also the bedrooms. They are featuring a lot more king beds. One of our products has a new feature called the King Bed Slide, which means you can slide one all the way over, still can get dressed in your bedroom, which is not always the case.
You are going to think you're in your own home. And then you have the Camp 365, which is so versatile.
Yeah, you can go anywhere, do anything with it. You can use it 365 days a year, and it can be towed from anything from your UTV to a hybrid, and that's one of its greatest features. And then we also carry the Gravity fifth wheel toy hauler, and from as large as a 14-foot garage, you can get your UTVs in there, your motorcycles, and we were very excited to have the Gravity fifth wheel toy hauler, which we have not had in some time.
Christy, thank you so much. You can't buy happiness, but it's dang close. Come and find out why right here at Wisconsin RV World in DeForest. I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison.
We're showing off some of the new spaces at Breeze-Stevens Field for Forward Madison Week. Tomorrow morning, an inside look at the Premier Suite.
And finally, a return of sun, but what about warmer temperatures? Tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Healing is never, it's messy. It's not easy.
Making mental health a priority. Charlotte DeLeste talks with an expert about why more people of all ages are seeking help and reveals some important factors in healing psychological scars. Tonight at 10.
And with a quick update on our traffic, taking a look at the Beltline as of right now, nice and smooth with the green line from east to west, even though our residential roads are a bit on a slower spot as we're kicking off our 4 p.m. commute, especially on the ramps off of Fish Hatchery Road and for John Nolan. As we take a look at the interstates, however, a bit of a different story, all green from north to south as we kick off the rest of our evening commutes. We'll take a look at what else is coming up later on, but until then, let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
And here's one thing missing from Julian's traffic report. The southbound side of the Lake Hughes Road in Lake Hughes, California was a bit slow going. A mudslide trapped cars in the middle of the road, which will remain closed while crews attempt to get the drivers out of the road.
Oh boy, that's going to be a backup for a while.
Something you can't plan on. Well, it was another slow weekend at the box office.
And another horror movie is at the top of the heap. Here's our film critic Will Loper with the numbers on the Loper Report.
Hey, Merkin Susan. A horror movie leads another slow weekend at the box office. Barbarian opened at #1 with 10 million, with strong word of mouth for moviegoers. And I can add my voice to that chorus of those saying go see it. This movie scared me to my very core.
Yeah.
This is 476 Barbary, right?
Yeah, I'm renting this place.
No, I booked it a month ago.
Are you sure you have the right place?
Yeah. Who am I supposed to do?
Now, part of the fun of the film is seeing where it leads. So plot-wise, all you need to know is Georgina Campbell plays Tess, who books an Airbnb and discovers a dude named Keith claims he also booked it for the same time.
You take the bedroom, and I'll sleep out here on the couch.
Can Keith be trusted, or is something else going on? In any case, this is one of the scariest movies in years, with one terrifying sequence lasting so long I didn't know if my heart could make it. If you like scares, see Barbarian immediately. Just maybe go with a friend during broad daylight. Opening in theaters is the film Clerks 3.
Can't catch my breath, man.
Really? Should I try mouth stuff?
What is this, a Tinder date? Get off of me.
Mr. Dante! I need an ambulance at the Quick Stop.
After writer-director Kevin Smith splashed onto the indie movie scene with the original Clerks in 1994...
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Along with a follow-up in 2006, he's back in the same convenience store with the same characters we know and love. Dante, Randall, and of course, Jay and Silent Bob.
What's the movie going to be about?
It's about him working here. Meta. Everything in the script is something either me or someone I know said. I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Maybe Jay and Silent Bob could be characters.
This third outing finds Smith digging into themes of mortality, aging, and leaving a legacy, and packs a surprising emotional punch. The winking at the camera does get tiresome, but overall it's an affecting and entertaining journey, provided you like the Kevin Smith shtick.
I added a scene where you get shot.
I'm not letting you kill me off in the third act. What if there's a sequel?
A sequel? What am I, a hack?
Over on streaming services, new on Disney Plus is a live-action remake of Pinocchio.
Everybody who's anybody wants to be a somebody.
But I want to be real.
Why on earth would you want to be real when you can be famous?
New on Hulu Wednesday are the first 2 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale Season 5.
If you're not careful, she will pull you down with her.
And new on Friday on Netflix is the film I Used to Be Famous.
I'm finally working on my solo album. Check this out. I could play it live for you.
It's not our thing. It's going to be a no from us.
A former boy band member hopes to make a comeback and forms a bond with an autistic drummer.
I got us a gig in front of a real audience.
Never had a gig in my entire life. It's different.
It'll be fine. You and me.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
Oh, that looks like a really good
tissues out for that one.
Yeah.
I started watching Pinocchio.
That's the Disney one.
Tom Hanks, he's spectacular.
Well, that's the thing about those Disney movies. They're so good. They keep they're as good for adults as they are for kids.
I know how it ended, though.
That's very cute that you watched Pinocchio. I like that.
All by myself on a Saturday night.
I like that.
It's kind of sad. Final check. Your forecast is coming up.
New Salon Pass Lidocaine Flex, a super thin, flexible patch with maximum OTC strength lidocaine that contours to the body to relieve pain right where it hurts. And did we mention it really, really sticks? Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
First, we found out that Radical Tim Michaels supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct. Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on Radical Tim Michaels.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
The Socialist Squad led the charge to defund the police and eliminate bail for dangerous felons. Now violent crime is surging in Wisconsin.
More people have been killed in Milwaukee this year than in any previous year.
Mandela Barnes attacked the Kenosha police and incited more violence.
The officer's deadly actions attempted to take a person's life in broad daylight. This felt like some sort of vendetta.
Mandela Barnes, dangerously liberal on crime.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Madison police are investigating a possible murder-suicide. News 3 now shares what we know about the case and giving the gift of warmth. We take a look at our Pack the Truck Coats for Kids event. We share how local residents are making a difference. That's coming up at 5.
Healing is never, it's messy. It's not easy.
Making mental health a priority. Charlotte DeLeste talks with an expert about why more people of all ages are seeking help and reveals some important factors in healing psychological scars. Tonight at 10.
Final check on our weather. Tonight, folks, it is going to be a cool one. Definitely one that you open up the windows and just enjoy the nice cool breezes of tonight. 52 degrees looks to be our low. No showers will end for us. Heading into tomorrow, a bit of a different beat. We will start to see temperatures rise back into around 70 degrees, but outside of it, we're looking for a dry stretch and sunshine to return for the next few days for us. And then next weekend, well, we could see some storm chances return as well, but at least we are going to be looking at some mild weather for the days ahead. We'll have more details of what else to expect coming up at 5. Until then, so it's back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, we'll have advice on how to give your child the best shot at success from a new mom.
Shyla Murgain is going to be here with her baby, which we're looking forward to seeing. And homemade versus store-bought baby food, which is safer? Consumer Reports has the surprising results tomorrow on Live at 4.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse. Barnes would eliminate cash bail even after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack, supports amnesty and sanctuary cities for illegals, and had worked for a radical group that wants to defund the police. Barnes has a long record of smearing police while spending your tax dollars on security for himself. Mandela Barnes, wrong on crime, dangerous for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
I'm gonna miss you.
At Prudential, we can't tell you when your kids will finally go out on their own. But we can at least make sure that when they do, you're ready. That's why millions rely on us for the rock-solid strength that helps you plan for and achieve your retirement dreams. Whichever road you take, who's your rock?
My husband said to give our house more curb appeal, so I started painting. Then I went on Google and looked up the meaning of curb appeal. It said to make it more nicer. So I called Replacement Window Center, and they put in new replacement windows.
Get free installation and 0% financing for 18 months. Free installation and 0% financing. Hurry, call now.
Replacement Window Center. Our name says it all.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
In today's Final Touch, it's dressed up donkeys.
And they're racing through the streets. Dozens of donkeys race through the streets of Salcota in central Ecuador as the city stages Great Donkey Race again. The contest over 874 yards is part of an annual celebration championing the local area. The donkey race was first run in 2014 but was canceled the last 2 years due to COVID. Salitos is an agriculturally populated area by indigenous communities. Many locals use donkeys as faithful companions and laborers as they carry out their daily tasks. This year, 65 donkeys with colorful names like Rosita, Cinderella, and Pegaso were going to glory. Ahead of the race, the donkeys and their owners paraded through the city and were cheered on by thousands of supporters and spectators who travel far and wide for this spectacle.
It is a spectacle.
All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.